So there's this metaphor that there's a devil on one shoulder and an angel on another shoulder, whispering into my ear what to do throughout the day. So this in some ways is I think this is my mama bear. This is my ancestors telling me to take care of myself and value myself. This is my inner child who is not the devil, but who is the immature, short term, let's soothe ourselves now. I want an ice cream now, living for the moment. This one is my planning cortical brain. This one is my limbic brain. This is my inner child, my inner bear today, my inner dog. You can't reason with the dog. You can't reason with the very young child. You have to soothe the young child. You have to soothe the child. You have to say there's nothing, it's okay, we're safe, and that's what I have to do really every day. Oh, this is 9 a.m. me, and this is 4 p.m. me. 9 a.m. me is rested, and I can think, and I can plan, and I can say, hey, this is what I'm going to eat today. I'm going to journal. I'm going to do, I'm just going to journal. I'm not going to overeat. I have a plan. 4 p.m. me is like, you could order pizza. You could order that. You could have ice cream. You've worked hard. You have enough money to do that. You're a physician. You don't need to cook. No, 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 no. So this spirit, this region of my brain, the cortical region of my brain needs to plan so this inner child doesn't take over and destroy my diet. So I was talking with a wonderful client about angel food cake. And angel food cake should really be called Satan's cake. Angel food was made because it had zero fat. And I remember this in my childhood being said, oh, you can have angel food cake. One of my lovely clients has a glucometer on him, saw his blood sugar just spike up, on the angel food cake. And I was recently at a party and this was brought out and offered to a person struggling with diabetes saying, oh, it's okay, you can have this, it's angel food cake. I didn't want to say anything because I did not want to ruin the party. But I thought, oh my God, it would be so much better to have like a full fat cottage cheese, and like have a little peach, or this is a nectarine, have a little fruit, but fat. Fat is what is saving us, and the angel food cake has no fat, so it's just boom, straight sugar, right? And there's nothing to soften the sugar spike. So angel food cake is actually really terrible. And again, this in my childhood, I was taught angel food cake was good. And I'm again, it's like watching the Truman Show, and I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen the Truman Show, but the Truman Show is where the person is living in a place that is not what they think. Our food environment is like a simulation. The messages I received in childhood from the food pyramid, I thought were based on caring about me. Like, it's almost like having a mom, and this was my mom. My mom meant well, but my mom was feeding me SnackWell's angel food cake, low-fat everything, skim milk, orange juice, cereal. These were the things I was taught as a child that were good. It turns out it's all bass-ackwards. And it really comes down to what my great-grandfather said in 1970. Grease is goodness, and if you eat too much bread and potatoes, you'll get fat and sick. So it's not like there's a new path. It's not like, hey, I'm Dr. Sarita telling you some new thing. I haven't discovered anything. I have just tried for myself, and then I'm hoping I'm helping other people, and I've gotten to see other people also find their own path. The path has always been there. Our ancestors knew the path. Your great-great-grandparents were not overweight. My great-grandparents were not overweight. They were not diabetic. If it were all about our genes, how come that is true? And if you're adopted, look at people in the 50s in the United States. They were not heavy. They were not marathon runners. They were not Peloton users. They were doing average jobs. Sure, they had more activity in their life. However, they also had real food. They had real fat. They had real cheese. They also had time between eating. They did not eat 6 times a day. They were not taught to snack as a child. You know, I'm visiting with an 80-year-old close friend, and we were talking, and he was saying, why are these people snacking all the time? Why do they do that? Like, why is everyone so heavy? And I said, honey, do you realize we were taught to snack in school? I was told to bring in fruit for fruit break at 10 a.m. in 3rd grade after I'd had orange juice and high sugar crap cereal. Well, it's probably Cheerios, but it still was just because we call something a meal doesn't mean it's not dessert. And that's Robert Lustig. Just because we call Cheerios a meal doesn't mean it's not dessert. Cheerios is dessert. Low sugar, breakfast cereal is still starch, and that becomes sugar. So we would have been so much better off having an egg like our great-grandparents did. What did my great-grandmother have for breakfast? And I remember this conversation. I said, Great-Grand, what did you have for breakfast? And she said, in Austria, we had coffee, we had cream, we had rye bread, and some butter. And I said, oh, Great-Grand, that's not healthy. You should have had orange juice and cereal. And what about vitamin C? And you should have had skim milk, and you shouldn't have had cream. And, and she just laughed, right? She was given a low carb breakfast, high fat, low carb, real food. The rye bread was real bread. It wasn't the bread of today that's basically a Twinkie. It was real bread that went stale. So we have had some really bad programming, but we can change. We can step out of the Matrix. And of course, if you haven't seen The Matrix, watch The Matrix, watch The Truman Show. I think about the other analogies, watching The Truman Show, you'll see there's like ads popping in The Truman Show movie. And again, I remember thinking, gee, my medical education, I thought this was a movie, but I was just watching a bunch of ads. I really, like, all this information that I received, I did not know that it had come from industry. It wasn't based on health. What my great-grandmother knew was based on thousands of years. What my great-grandfather knew was based on his 50 years of watching people as a grocer, what they bought and what they looked like. He had a high school education, but he had more knowledge than all my doctorate and masters of public health. This is just so ironic. So again, of course, my soulmate might be carbs. I love carbs. We're programmed to love carbs. We love them. But, carbs don't love us. Carbs are killing us. And, you can quietly kill yourself with carbs. That's the tragedy, is that it is socially acceptable to do this now. And I want to just have you be gentle with yourself. Don't condemn yourself. However, realize the power is in your hands. You are not defective. You are a cactus living in a rainforest. And I would really encourage you also to watch Pradeep Jamnada's The Big Fat Lies and the Bittersweet Truth. So good. It's like another version of The Truman Show or The Matrix. And you realize, I want to go into the real world. I can quiet my mind. I can reprogram myself. I can make new habits. I can find new friends. Angel Food Cake, you're not my friend. Angel Food Cake, you're now my Satan Devil Cake. You're not a cake that is healthy for me, and I don't think it's healthy for anybody. But that's okay. You can have it once in a while, but don't kid yourself that it's a health food, because it's not. And that's the gaslight. And that's why we're all frustrated and we're all freaked out and what's working. So I hope this has been helpful. Hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.